Apparently, I'm undervaluing kittens. NERDSoul. Late ill kid at one youngster holding it down, bringing you that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, oh yeah, we about to get into another wonderful episode of movie reviews, and today we're talking about Keanu. And if you love cats, and if I sort of love cats but really love kittens, let's get this started. Keanu is a story about a cat that some kind of nefarious character owns. He leaves him, ends up in the clutches of a young man in suburbia just hanging out minding his business. Now, before we get started, I'm letting you guys know that this will be a spoiler review. The movie's out on home video. I hope you got a chance to see it. I've seen it, we've all seen it, so let's just talk about my favorite parts of this movie, because the movie isn't great, but it's not bad either, and there's a lot to laugh about. So let's get it going. And before we drive by anything that's going on, I gotta give love to Key and Peele playing two roles in this, because like the Allentown gang or the Allentown brothers or whatever, they really did a good job hiding their faces with like the hair forward and the extra makeup and looking all dark and gloomy and scary with the big coats and all that. It helped like change their appearance. It was stupid, but it was funny because whenever you see them, you're like, oh, look, it's Key and Peele. But, they're doing their best to be menacing, and it's just like, oh, look at these guys. They're not thugs. But it was cool to see the very beginning scene when they come through, and he's like, he takes out the knife, then he sees the kid and he puts the knife away, then he takes the knife back out. Like, it's just funny. And it's nice to see a scene where there's like people selling drugs and crack and stuff, and usually they have like women in bikinis or in their drawers or something, and it's usually nothing but like Victoria's Secret dimes that's doing the like breaking down the coke. But in this joint, it was like a whole bunch of like big girls and like regular dudes with like grease stains on their shirt, like breaking down. I thought that was hilarious. It just really surprised me to see something like that. But when we meet like our characters, there's a breakup with a girlfriend, and it's one of those situations. We all have a friend who gets, he gets dumped, she gets dumped or something like that, and you gotta kind of like pick them up. But when the cat comes in, all of a sudden, I guess all that energy is thrown into the cat. And one of the funniest parts is how this cat calendar comes together with all these images of like, from different movies like Cape Fear or something, or like Wayne's World or something. I don't know. There's tons of movies, and each of them are actually cool to see because, if you put a kitten in little outfits, it's kind of cute. I ain't gonna front. I'm not a cat person. I don't claim to be a cat person, but this movie does make me care a little bit about Keanu, who is also voiced by Keanu Reeves, in a dumb trip scene where like, I don't know where the voice comes from. Like the cat just starts talking, and that's cool too. But let's also get into catnapping. Straight up, yo, you can't steal cats. Like if you're out there stealing cats, like if you're watching my video and you stole someone's cat before, call, apologize, turn yourself in or something to like the pet adoption agency. I don't know what you do, but you can't just steal cats, man. It's not right. But I also didn't forget that Cross Colors was getting representation in this film. Let me take y'all back. Cross Colors was like one of the illest clothing lines for like 3 years. Like it was real hot, like real fast. It was like Boss jackets, like for a second. It was like real cool. But it was cool to see, Cross Colors get some love. It was also cool to see a picture of Chris Rock in the movie New Jack City smoking crack up on somebody's wall. Oh man, this movie is not great, but it's got moments of funniness. Now let me tell you some stuff that does not go down for me, which is letting your wife go on a trip with another woman's husband. I don't know where they do that at. They don't do that here. Like I'm telling y'all right now, it ain't going down like that. If your wife wants to go on a trip with any man, just say no. Like just say no. I'm just letting you know. But the harder and more like baller these guys get, the crazier the situation gets, because they're trying to find this cat that was, you know, of course, kidnapped. And whenever they show up, they're like, yeah, son, we hard. Yo, we real gangsters. And it was just, it's funny to see the real gangsters look at them pretending to be real gangsters, because they have to pretend to be how they're more gangster than they are. And it falls apart. It does. The whole storytelling narrative falls apart at that moment, but it gets funnier from that moment. So before we get to the crazier part and half of the film, let me remind you, you can find me on Black Hollywood Live. That's right, the first online network for African Americans. It's crazy dope, and you can check them out on blackhollywoodlive.com, where they got celebrity interviews, after shows, sports talk, geek, nerd, tech, all that. And if you want to see more, check this stuff out daily at youtube.com/Black Hollywood Live. Now, the craziness. Everything picks up in this film the moment they meet Method Man, and they're supposed to teach his new crew of gang members how to be thugs, because they believe that they're the Allentown killers, Allentown gang, whatever, Allentown street thugs, whatever they are. And they're supposed to take them to this drop. Of course, the drop is in, you know, this nice Hollywood Hill spot, and we get to see Anna Faris doing her thing as Anna Faris. And we find out that dealing drugs to Hollywood celebs is harder than you think. You gotta like play hopscotch, play truth or dare, sing songs, tell stories, all that, and it still ends in people dying. But the good thing is that you get the money, or you get to keep the drugs. So I mean, who's really mad? And during that time, we get the beautiful sing-along in the van. It's just, man, this movie is silly. It's not a good movie at all. It's not even really a great comedy, but it's silly enough to ride its way through to none other than one of my favorite middle of the road scores of 2.5 stars. That's right, this movie isn't great, it's not bad, but it's entertaining, because I found myself not blown away by the movie, but I giggled the whole way through. And you have this third act full of them, you know, killing the Allentown brothers, you know, on this crazy car chase. And it just ends with a twist. I guess I'll leave that, since it was a spoiler. You find out Tiffany Haddish's character is a cop, and she's there. Her and her regalness get to shoot down Method Man. And I'm saying Method Man because he's playing Method Man. Tiffany Haddish is being Tiffany Haddish. Like, everybody's being themselves. But this movie ends up being watchable. You know, it ends up being entertaining to the point where it's like, okay, like, I wouldn't stress that anybody run out to see this. But if you're hanging out and you're like, oh, let me watch something silly with a cat in it, Keanu is for you. And a big shout out to Key and Peele for making a movie about a crazy night, where we've seen tons of movies like that. But in this film, they found a way to make it enjoyable. Like I said, I would not put this on my classics list, but I do think it's something that you and your friends can get together and watch. Just like I was talking about Something Like a Business. It's one of those movies where you and your friends can watch and enjoy it. It's not gonna, it's not gonna be on anyone's top 10 list, but it is funny at times. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good movie, but I think it's a funny movie. And if you like to laugh and you like to see silly stuff and you like Key and Peele, this one might be right up your alley. So, of course, holla at me. I'm gonna holla at you. Tell me about some of your favorite moments of Keanu Reeves, and also shooting someone multiple times and then them still kind of coming back. That's probably my favorite too. So, of course, before I bounce, I got to tell you guys to hit up thatnerdsoul.com. That's right. Check out my videos. They're all there, from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. And a big shout out to LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And check it. If your cat gets kidnapped, let it go. Just let it go. It wasn't meant to be. Get another cat, man. Get a cat that looks just like your cat that's been missing. And just pretend it's just all call it the same cat. Like if your cat's name was JoJo and your cat gets kidnapped, get another cat that looks like that cat and call that cat JoJo. All right. Peace.